Rich Lowry, editor-in-chief of the National Review. David Webb, Fox News contributor and host of the David Webb Show on Sirius XM. I mean, really, must have killed him to do it. And the numbers, I mean, these numbers have been out and about. 70% like the fact that he's keeping promises, which is really important credibility. 53-47 approval, that's high for him. And then these other numbers, 69% he's tough, 63% he's energetic, 60% he's focused, and 58% he's effective. Those are numbers that any president could only dream about, but Joe Biden couldn't possibly dream about them.
Yeah, so 53% is highest approval rating ever in this poll series. And it just goes to the basic approach was very small d Democratic. I'm going to tell people what I want to do. Then if I get in, I'm going to do it. And they see this great urgency to do it as a positive, clearly. And that energetic number just goes to, we were fed this lie, among many others during the election campaign, that he was just as old and out of it as Joe Biden. Right. He was exhausted. There's no way he can make it through. Remember, there's that period that he's not doing interviews. And then we see this tornado of energy go on the last 3 weeks has put the lie to that as well as many other things.
And 58%, David Webb, say he's effective, which is also very important. I mean, all these are important, but effective, how about that? He's getting stuff done.
Right, so you don't just say what you want to do and then try to do it. You're actually doing it, but backed up by that is existing law. Remember, Biden crushed law. He crushed all of this. He didn't want it, border security, and so much more, foreign policy. Now Trump's able to come in and say, hold on a second, I'm not making this up. The federal government's job is this. The law says you're supposed to do this with the border, with other things, and we're going to do it. And that's what makes it effective, because people are actually seeing those results. It's like the guy who comes to your house says, I'm going to fix your dishwasher. And guess what? When he leaves, your dishwasher's working.
I've never had that experience, but I understand the theory behind your point. It's very, very interesting. Is he, here, let me rephrase, the shock and awe of day one, closing the border and beginning the deportation. Yeah. How important was that? Starting with the worst of the worst, to use Tom Homan's saying, the criminals. Go get the criminals first. He didn't wait, but he didn't even wait 24 hours. He went right after that. Yeah. How important was that?
Huge. This is a top 3 issue in the campaign. This is something his team knows really well. They did the first time around. They shut down the border. Now they're on the way to doing it again. And those images of rapists and murderers going just made everyone think, well, why did we have to wait till now for these people to go? And on the issue, I believe that was the highest rank he had in that poll. 59% approve of what he's doing on immigration.
I mean, I think it was absolutely just banged it right out, right away. You know, no, what's it, ands, buts, it's about it. They just went ahead and did it. The other thing that I thought was very interesting was the nominations. Now, they're not all over yet, but I would betcha, to use a phrase, that he's going to win all his cabinet nominations. Again, on a seasonally adjusted, excluding Gates basis. Okay, I don't really count that particularly.
That one's gone.
I mean, whatever that was, it was faulty seasonals. But the rest of it, I mean, from Hegseth, it was probably brilliant to go with Hegseth first. He toughed it out and he got it.
Heat shield.
Well, it mirrored security again, right? Strong military, peace through strength. The other thing is, no matter what the Democrats do, and they're fighting to delay, right? They're looking to delay, if you contrast how fast Biden got his nominees, for example. And I would say to those Republican senators like Murkowski and Collins and Mitch McConnell, who voted for some of those Biden appointees, if you can vote for them, then your objection to giving the president his team is ridiculous and it's transparent. This should not be about TDS, Trump destruction syndrome. This is about what the American people need. Give the president his team. One thing you know about this guy, you've known this guy a long time, Larry, if he doesn't see it working out, he's going to fire somebody.
Yes, he will. Yes,
so
he will.
that's that, and that goes back to effectiveness. Getting the job done.
Rich, Larry, how important is the debate now between one big, beautiful bill or two bills? And mainly it's centering around getting the tax cuts extended or permanently extended, or the 2.0 tax cuts, including tax-free tips. And how important is this?
It's huge. I mean, so we've seen a lot of executive action, but there's no substitute for congressional action, especially on all this fiscal stuff. And I think going to the point David was making about the appointments, the nominations getting confirmed, it just showed that if you pressure one individual senator, it's really almost unsustainable now for that member not to buckle and do what the president wants. That's going to be really important if that can transfer over into the House and the Senate on this reconciliation bill, because there's going to be zero margin for error, as we've talked about before.
So what's going to happen? Give me a for instance, David Webb. I mean, I want one big, beautiful bill. I want to get the tax cuts done. I want to get them done permanently. And I'd like to throw in 2.0 because I believe in the Laffer curve. I mean, I think if you lower tax rates, revenues go up. The economy grows faster, brings in revenues. More people work, brings in revenues. And far fewer people have to cheat. That brings in tax avoidance, to use the high-class term. So how important is this?
It's extremely important. Remember, first time around, the revenue side paid for it. So throw that argument away.
Yeah.
You know, I had access in the distinction. I went to the congressional retreat. First time they let a show come in, set up, and broadcast, giving me access to talking to these, you know, many, if not a good amount of these 200-plus members, then putting them on air to talk about these issues. What I saw coming out of that from conversations off air were people more united on giving Trump that reconciliation that needs to happen, getting it done, and then the purity test needs to go away. With all due respect to some of the guys that I do like, the Reagan rule applies here. You and I have talked about that and pushed it for how many years? Look, if you get 70%, 80% of what you want, and the importance of giving them that big, beautiful bill is once you have a win on the table for the American people, because that's who put this demand into the White House, once you give them that win, they'll give you their support and you can go back and go for more. But you got to cross the end zone.
Just, Rich, 20 seconds on this point. I mean, it's almost like Lindsey Graham has now taken the House on. I mean, he's just doing it deliberately. That's his style. Sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong. What happens here? There's a war between the houses, and they can't afford that.
No, they can't afford it. Also, the House is really not that far behind schedule, given the complexity of this. So I would counsel a little patience. On the Senate side, just a little bit.
They'll get it done.
Too much.
They'll get a budget resolution, which I will like.
Supposed to start a markup
That's
tomorrow.
the litmus test. Fabulous stuff. Rich Lowry and David Webb. Thank you, gentlemen. No war between the states.